Throughout history, there have been thousands of battles that have taken place in the many wars that humans have fought over the centuries. Every gruesome battle has left behind scars and strong emotional imprints that are forever etched into the landscape. The following story is typical of vicious bloody war and the many battles that were fought between the Union and the Confederate Armies, leaving behind death, destruction and the ghosts of war that have been witnessed by the many visitors who attended the battlegrounds. Cold Harbor Battlefield in Hanover County, Virginia was one of the bloodiest battles, not only in the American Civil War, but in American history. Cold Harbor Battlefield was the site of Commanding General of the United States Army Union leader, Lieutenant General Ulysses S. Grant's overland campaign from May the 31st to June the 12th, 1864. On June the 2nd, 1864, both armies constructed a complex series of barricades that stretched 7 miles, and in the early morning of June the 3rd, 3 Union corps attacked the Confederate fortifications, resulting in heavy losses on both sides. When it ended, 1,845 Union soldiers had lost their lives, and 9,077 were wounded, and 1,816 were either captured or went missing. In the Confederate Army, 788 soldiers had lost their lives, 3,376 were wounded, and 1,213 were either captured or reported missing. General Grant later admitted that he regretted the last assault at Cold Harbor because no advantage was ever made considering the number of casualties. It was a loss that would haunt Grant for the rest of his life. With so much loss of life and destruction, it is no wonder that a strong emotional imprint would be left of both genuine ghostly apparitions as well as residual hauntings, which is energy left behind after a traumatic event such as a large battle. Visitors to the site of the battlefield report seeing apparitions of soldiers from both north and south wandering the grounds, whilst others have seen soldiers fighting as if still in battle. Others have heard the calls from commanders leading their men into battle. At night, some locals have spotted ghostly orbs floating around, while others have reported hearing the sounds of horses' hooves along Route 156 and claim to have smelt gunpowder or heard the sounds of artillery fire and the shouts and cries of men. All of these apparitions and sounds witnessed by people from a battle that had taken place more than 150 years previously. At the time of the Civil War, Miles and Margaret Garthright lived in a 2-story home a few miles east of Richmond, Virginia, and their property was in a dangerous location as it was on the battlefield of the 2 major battles during the 2 campaigns. The Union Army turned the building into a field hospital, forcing the Garthright family into the basement. Blood from the wounded would drip through the floorboards and into the basement. Some 97 Union soldiers had passed there and had to be unceremoniously buried in the Garthrights' yard. It's said that a little girl thought to be the daughter of the local gravedigger lost her life when she fell from one of the windows during the heat of battle in the surrounding fields. Witnesses claim to have seen the ghost of the little girl wearing a white dress and bonnet wandering through the fields and graveyards that ran alongside the battlefield. Others claim to have seen her peering at them from the windows of the Garthright house. Author and paranormal investigator Beth Brown visited the park when the ghostly activity was most prominent, which was between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. Brown was accompanied by other fellow investigators, where the team included 9 believers and skeptics. Law enforcement officer Barry Krieg, who was a total skeptic from the park services, also accompanied them, and as the night rolled on, Barry Krieg would change his tune. They headed into the darkness equipped with cameras, night vision video equipment, EMF detectors and digital audio recorders. As they were proceeding, the group could hear the sounds of someone following them along the pathway, but every time they turned and looked back, using their night vision equipment, expecting to see some kind of nocturnal creature like a deer, there was nothing to be seen. Some of the group could smell the sugary sweet odour of sassafras, and then watched as a thick fog settled over the field where the battle had taken place, like remnants of thick gun smoke. During the night they had taken many photographs and later sorted through them, where they discovered several photographs that included light anomalies which they intended to use as evidence. The Rangers were quite surprised at the number of unexplainable photographs that were taken that actually challenged their skepticism, and after many years of doubting that such things existed, would later talk openly about the unusual activity they'd encountered. They commented that maybe there was some truth to all of the stories. Beth Brown wrote a book about her experience titled Haunted Battlefields, Virginia's Civil War Ghosts.